Manas.
Okay, sir.
Your name is Manas. What is the meaning of Manas?
Manas means origin of.
Speak
mind.
a bit louder. Speak a bit louder. Yeah. Speak confidently. Okay. Yeah. Or disconnect.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah. Please speak
Sorry,
louder.
Manas means Manas means origin from mind.
Yeah.
It's a Sanskrit term. So this much information I know about my name.
Mana and Isha. Mana and Isha. Okay, means a person who is able to control his mind is called Manas. Do you have the ability to control your mind?
Yes, sir. At some extent.
Yeah. Please, Manas, disconnect the earphone. I think that would be better. I can hear you properly. Just disconnect the earphone. Disconnect earphone. Yeah. Or just camera properly. Yeah, just make proper adjustment of camera. Yeah. Okay. So you have the ability to control mind. Huh? Feel comfortable. Feel comfortable. Don't feel nervous. Okay. So you have the ability to control mind?
At some extent, I can
some
control.
Extent. Okay.
Not fully.
Okay. Okay, Manas, I went through your biodata. You have opted for BAD as well as geography, public administration as well as geography. You are optional. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So,
yes,
what is the fundamental difference between administration and management?
Administration is a government setup of management, but if we say management only, it is a private setup. So the functionaries done by the civil servants or other public servants to function the government is administration. But if same phenomenon is done by the people, private sector, then it is called management.
Okay. Okay. Manas, speak a bit louder. Speak louder. Okay. I'm asking you another question. There is a saying that civil servants or IS officers are the mythical tortoise on the back of which stands government of India. You know that mythical figure, tortoise and elephant figure you have seen? So there is a saying that IS officers of this country are the mythical tortoise on the back of which stands the giant and gigantic elephant, that is government of India. How do you justify this statement?
In short, we can say that Indian bureaucracy or the bureaucratic system in India is a framework of governance. As our former Home Minister, our first Home Minister, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel said that we must continue the civil service, the framework of British government.
Yeah.
And in India, because every government policies, rules, regulations are formulated in the parliament or in legislative assembly are implemented at the ground level only by the bureaucrat. So only formulating policy will not be fruitful for the growth and development of a country. That is why the tortoise, which a mythical term, it is the must or necessity of this independent India, so that every government work run by it, and their presence must be at the grassroots level to extend the government's ideas and other policies to the common people. That is why a bureaucratic system or administrative system is a necessity in Indian administration.
Okay. Okay, Manas, very good. Before asking you the next question, first I will request you to increase the volume of your mobile phone. Please increase the volume. Increase the volume.
I'm connected through laptop, sir. So
laptop. Then you can put 100% volume there. Give full volume. Make adjustment. Because your voice is...
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah. So you have given 100% volume?
Yes.
Just make an adjustment. Make an adjustment in your laptop.
Yes, sir.
Give
Done, sir.
maximum volume. Give
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Done,
You
sir.
also speak a bit louder. Okay,
Okay,
Manas.
sir.
Okay, why IS
Audible, sir?
officers? Yeah, you are properly audible. So
Yes,
Manas,
sir.
why IS officers are called white elephants?
Uh, because white elephant, their maintenance and their everything needs more cost, and it needs more revenue for the government to run the country, and their aristocratic lifestyle, and there is their maintenance cost, their salary, their vehicles and other amenities has to pay by the government from the government's exchequer. So
Yeah.
that is why when their white elephant, their presence, we need their presence, otherwise we cannot run the government. At the same time, they need more amount of revenue from the our consolidated fund, I mean the exchequer fund, to maintain themselves. So we
Okay.
can say it is white
Yeah.
elephant.
No, Manas, I want to know from you. You know the land of the white elephant is Thailand.
Thailand,
Okay.
Thailand, yes, sir.
Long ago,
Yes,
if the king of Thailand was angry with a person, disliked the person, he gifted him the gift that is white elephant. Really, it was not a gift, it was a curse. Because white elephant doesn't have any utility. Rather, white elephant is very costly to maintain. Do you think IS officers of this country, they don't have any utility for our country?
I I will not be a little bit agree with this statement that their presence is not required.
Yeah.
Their presence is required. That's why we are continuing this All India services and other allied services in Indian administration. And their presence we need earlier, which I have explained about their role in administration. So I think we need them.
Okay, Manas. Who is Fred Rix? Who is Fred Rix? What is his contribution to development administration?
Rix has given the prismatic Sala model, and he compared the administration of USA with administration of India, I mean the developing countries. So Rix Foundation, Rix with other his colleagues of Ford Foundation, when it is made, they found there are many drawbacks and lacuna in developing countries, sorry,
Okay.
in underdeveloped countries. So
Okay.
by addressing the administrative issues, he tried to find out the problem, and but he did not give the solution how to handle it.
Okay. Okay. So, okay, thank you. You are a student of public administration and geography. May I know your background, academic background?
Sir, I have completed both UG and PG in biotechnology, and biotechnology.
Okay,
and,
okay, that is enough. That is enough. So you are pursuing PhD in biotechnology, but for OS exam you are opting geography and POBAD. Are not you having confidence in your parent subject in which you have done master degree and MPhil degree? Why did you switch over to other options?
Sir, biotechnology, I did not find biotechnology subject in
yeah, but biology, botany is there, zoology is there.
But sir, first of all, choosing public administration was a little bit tricky for me, because as a biotech student, all other optionals are completely
no, you have no, Manas, I don't agree with you. What is in which subject you did your post graduation?
Biotechnology, sir.
Post graduation biotechnology, then graduation.
Same biotechnology, sir.
Okay, then that's all right. Okay, I was under the presumption that you have done your PG and graduation in other subject. Okay, it's all right. The right decision you have taken. If you become OS officer in tomorrow's Odisha, how your subject knowledge, public administration, would contribute to make you an effective and efficient administrator of Odisha?
Sir, when I have read the public administration syllabus, and I went through different thoughts and different ways of administration in center and Odisha government, I found many ideas how to administrator become a good administrator. How can we give a better governance to the citizen? How the citizen liaison with the administrator can be more increased, and how there is a better adaptability between these two government. How can a administrator become a buffering between the government and with the people? So this subject is not just to score, sir, but I think it gives me a better knowledge about the administration, and which will help me throughout my career, throughout my civil service career. That is why I think it is a helpful. It is very much helpful for giving better administration, better governance to the
Okay.
citizen.
Okay, Manos, what are the important news in today's newspaper?
Today, sir, first I found World Heart Day, and second one I found that the government, some political news which I normally avoid. The government has launched the Pradhan Mantri Digital Ayushman Digital Bharat Yojana, and there was an article that why the of course that Australia, United Kingdom, and USA become failed, and how does the NEET examination, there is article about NEET exam and why it is failed in Tamil Nadu government, Tamil Nadu, because the government has brought a new law to bypass this NEET exam for admission in
Okay,
MBBS.
okay, okay, very good, Manos. What do you mean by digital divide in India? Digital divide in India.
A digital divide concept has arisen during this COVID-19 pandemic time, because when India has entered into this 4G and 5G.
Before COVID-19, there was no concept in discourse like digital divide in India.
Yes, sir, it was there, but it was become more prominent during this pandemic, because people are being isolated in their home, and they have no other ways to communicate with others. So the digital way is the only way where we can connect. But the problem arises when the poor people or illiterate people, those who do not have digital literacy, have inability to connect with others. But
Okay.
the higher rich and aristocratic people, they knew the technologies, these gadgets, so they have better connectivity. So there is a divide between these poor, I won't say poor or rich, I will say those who are having digitally educated and those who are having digital uneducated.
Okay. Okay, very good, Manos. One of your optional is geography. You are a student of geography. These days, referring to a particular process of social change, we say geography is right now the topic of history. I'm repeating it again, referring to a process of change. These days, we say geography is right now history. Can you tell me what is the process of change?
I'm unaware
This is
of
globalization. Globalization has reduced the gap between countries and continents. Referring to that, it is said so. Okay.
globalization.
Okay. Sure. You are from which district of our state?
Ganjam district, sir.
Ganjam district.
Yes, sir.
Ganjam district. Why many people of Ganjam are experiencing migration? Male members of Ganjam are migrating to the neighboring states, different states of India. What is the reason behind it?
There is 3 to 4 reasons I personally found out. First of all, sir, the Ganjam's population is highest among all other districts in Odisha, and
Right.
there is a lack of job opportunity.
Okay.
First. Second one is that these Gujarat and Maharashtra areas, they are providing more wages as compared to this Manrega wage as given by the central and state government. So they are lucrating for them to get more wage, more income. Third one is that there is a infrastructure, better infrastructure and job opportunity, so they can switch from one job to another job, which is in a developing stage in Odisha.
Okay.
I found out fourth point, which some may not agree with this, that this has become a tradition in families to go to Gujarat and to work there because their ancestors, their family members are already working there. So they find comfortable
Yeah.
to reach. These
Okay.
are the points.
Okay. Manas, you know, China is extending its footstep into Indian Ocean. China is extending its footstep into Indian Ocean. So suggest some measure how to stop the expansionist policy of China.
Yes, sir. After this Modi government came into into power, there are some measures which I have studied in the newspaper. That
Okay.
like Act East policy, Look East policy to connect with the ASEAN countries. This Mekong Ganga cooperation with the ASEAN countries.
Okay.
Then India has launched Sagar initiative, security and growth for all regions with the Indian Ocean littoral countries for providing better investment so that they will not be trapped with China's debt trapping.
Okay. So what do you mean by Sagarmala project?
Sagarmala project.
Speak louder, please.
Sagarmala project is to develop the ports and to connect the ports with the highways and railways so that the export and import can increase and we can have better connectivity with this eastern and western side for both port development as well as development of road infrastructure, road and other railway infrastructure.
Okay, Manas. You know, India has two coasts, East Coast and West Coast. Why?
Yes, sir.
Frequently cyclone takes place in East Coast compared to West Coast. What is the reason? Number of cyclone in Eastern Coast is more than Western Coast. What is the reason?
First one is that the Indian dipole moment,
Yeah.
where the Arabian Ocean's sea surface temperature remains low as compared to the Bay of Bengal. And recently, the cyclone Gulab came earlier, Hudhud, then cyclone Amphan. These are regularly striking this Utkal and the northern Coromandel coast. And second point, which I found that this September, October, November time, the surface air movement of sea surface remains low. And as the transpiration and these activities become high and it became the difference of temperature between the land and sea is high. So there is a high chance of creation of low pressure and high pressure difference. So obviously in geographical knowledge, we can say that the flow of wind occurs from high pressure to low pressure. And this time, the latent heat of evaporation before the sea surface helps the formation of tropical cyclone. And as Bay of Bengal falls in this tropical zone, the strong Coriolis force help the formation of this tropical cyclone, and ultimately it fall into the coast.
Okay, very good. What are your hobby? What is your hobby?
I love to play badminton, sir.
Badminton. Okay, very good. Okay, Manas, can you tell me what is left-wing extremism? What is left-wing extremism?
Left-wing extremism, it is an ideology.
Yeah.
It is an ideology where we can say it's a communist or Naxalism, Maoism type of ideology. All are almost equivalent type of ideology. They think that democratic way of government is not suitable for a country. They think that they want to govern the country with socialistic principle to take away the money from the rich and to distribute among the poor. So this ideology has emerged with the Naxalbari district of West Bengal.
Okay, very good. Manas, just I wanted to know from you in a very precise form. People, those who are participating in left-wing extremism, they participate it because of their inspiration towards Maoist ideology or because of their economic problem. What do you think? because of their ideological commitment or but poverty and unemployment?
Honestly, sir, due to their poverty and unemployment.
Very good.
Because
Very good.
most of them.
Very good. Thank
most
you.
of them,
I got the answer, Manos.
yes, sir.
You know, in 2015, 262nd report of Law Commission of India was published. In 262nd report of Law Commission of India, it suggested that in India, all sorts of capital punishment will be abolished, except crime related to terrorism and waging war against the nation. Do you agree with this suggestion given by 262nd report of Law Commission of India?
I completely agree with this, sir. Because terrorism is a activity where one section of society or one section of people attack the others on the basis of their ideological difference.
Yeah.
So if the government won't take necessary action to provide capital punishment, then the other groups, the other hardliner groups may motivated and they will also involve in this terrorism activity.
Okay, I got it. But what with reference to the serial rapist of the minor girls, criminals, those who are raping minor girls one after another, if they are not given capital punishment, will rape not be but increased in this country? But Law Commission could not mention about it.
Sir, Law Commission's report is completely suggestive measure. They either be.
No, I wanted your personal view.
Sir, in POCSO Act recent amendment, the government has introduced this capital punishment for this rapist, and in Nirbhaya Act also there is a law to provide them capital punishment. So there are already we have rules and laws to provide capital punishment.
Okay, very good, Manas. Who is called Utkal Ghanta? Utkal Ghanta. You know Ghanta beating. Who is called Utkal Ghanta?
One politician name, sir. I just forget his name. Utkal Ghanta. Yes, I forgot the name, sir.
Was he a politician?
Political person, sir. Yes.
Political person means
Congress.
Was he? Sorry. No. Was he living his life here in Odisha after attainment of independence or before attainment of independence? He was associated with a princely state, with a king. If you say in that sense politicians, I may agree, but he was not participating in election. You know Utkal Ghanta? You know princely state of Nayagarh? Once upon a time, Nayagarh was a princely state. That person was serving the king of Nayagarh.
No, sir, I'm unaware of
his name is Jadumani Mahapatra.
Jadumani Mahapatra.
He was a great poet, come satirist. He was having that much honesty and integrity. Whenever Jadumani Mahapatra noticed the fact that king was taking wrong decision, king was doing something which is unethical and illegal, he started writing against the king in a very hilarious way. That's the reason he's called. But Utkal Ghanta means beating the Ghanta, means but singing this song, he was letting the king to know what are the fault in the decision making process of the king.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Who is called Kulabuddha? Kulabuddha Odisha.
Sir, no, sir, I can't.
Madhusudan Das. Have you ever heard name of Madhusudan Das?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Who is he? Who is Madhusudan Das?
He is a barrister and he's a founding father of this Utkal Sammilani.
What is his contribution? What is his contribution for Odisha?
To congregate this Odia speaking areas of different provinces, to unite them into a single Odisha state. So
today we are in Odisha. We are speaking Odia because of the endless contribution that Kulabuddha or but this barrister Madhusudan Das did in past. Because of his effort in 1936 April 1st, Odisha as a separate province, getting separated from Bengal and Bihar was created. That's the reason he's
Yes,
called
yes.
Kulaprutha.
Yes, sir.
Who is called Utkal Mani.
He's late Gopabandhu Das.
Okay, very good. Who is Vyas Kavi?
Vyas Kavi Fakir Mohan Senapati.
Why it's called Vyas Kavi? Generally, Fakir Mohan Senapati, Kavi means poet. Generally, Fakir Mohan did not prefer to write poem, but still then he's called Vyas Kavi. You know, Vyas and Kavi. Who is Vyas?
Vyas Kavi, I have no idea, sir. But he
Have
is
you-
given the title.
Can you tell me the name of some story or name of some novels written by this Fakir Mohan Senapati?
Chauman Athagunta, Reboti,
Rebati, Chauman Athagunto, and Mamu,
Reboti.
Lachama, Prayaschita, so many things. And what is the theme of the story? Theme of the story, Rebati. What he has demanded in that Rebati story? He has raised an important issue of Odisha in Rebati. You know it? Empowerment of women in Odisha,
Women
literacy and
empowerment.
educational attainment of women in Odisha. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, Manas, can you tell me what are your weakness and what are your strength?
My weaknesses are I'm a little bit emotional in sensitive issues.
Okay.
Yes.
And what is your strength?
And, I have strength that I'm a good listener and I can look into a topic very deeply to reach to the solution.
Okay.
So until I reach, I'm having
Okay.
patience for me.
Okay, Manas. Don't you think that emotion has to play an important role in life of every person?
Yes, sir. Emotions.
Do you think life can
very
be
much important.
life can move on the surface of the earth logically, scientifically, following the principle of statistics?
No, sir.
Don't
No,
life
sir, no.
exist beyond scientific logical calculation?
Logical calculations are looks beautiful in theoretical, sir, but in family, in relationship, in society, we have emotional attachment to every person, a plant, with the animal. Everywhere we are connected emotionally, sir. That is why we
Then
need.
is emotion a good quality or it is weakness of a person? Is it the strength of a person or weakness of a person?
At some extent, I feel it is for good. And in administration point of view, I think it is sometimes it may create problem because
Okay,
we have
okay.
to work.
Okay, very good. As Manas, just imagine, you are the Foreign Secretary of India.
Okay, sir.
What step will you take, being the Foreign Secretary of India, in matter of improving Indo-China relationship, Sino-Indian relationship? Steps to be taken by you as the Foreign Secretary of India.
Sir, I can only give some imaginary ideas that first I will convince and persuade these Chinese counterparts to stick with this Panchashil agreement and this Indo-China Friendship Treaty, and to maintain the status quo of this LAC and this Ladakh region, not to trespass these areas in Indian territory. Then I will increase people-to-people connectivity. I will increase tourism for the better relation between these two countries, people, citizens. And then Buddhism is also grown in Nepal and India side, and it is widely followed in China. So Buddhist ideologies also can be given to people in different places for to bring harmony. And I will try to coordinate with different ministers in Chinese province maintain a peaceful relation in Indo-Pacific and Indian Ocean region, not to avoid conflict.
Okay.
This much, sir, I can.
Okay, Manas, very good. As Manas, Honorable Supreme Court of India gave a judgment pronouncing the fact of decriminalizing section 497 of IPC. That means extramarital relationship is not a crime. It's not a cognizable offense. What is your personal view on it?
Sir, personally, I will stick to the Supreme Court judgment. I don't want to give more judgmental view in this because I don't want to disrespect the Supreme Court's judgment.
Yeah.
But really, if we see this type of judgment may harm the family's unification, because we are, as we already discussed, we are emotionally attached with our members of family. So right to privacy when dominate with this marital relation, then I think it may harm at some extent. But beyond that, I don't have any more idea. I can't say more than this.
So don't you think this judgment will eventually contribute towards increasing rate of divorce and breakdown of marital relationship in our society?
Already, sir, we are having these divorce cases.
Accelerating pace of divorce. Will not the judgment contribute towards accelerating, intensifying the rate of divorce and marital breakdown in our country or not?
I can't say, sir. I can't. I can imagine
the
consequence of this.
Okay, Manas. I would be asking you the last question. What is LGBT?
LGBT are lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender.
Yeah.
These are categorized in LGBT.
Okay.
Within the LGBT group.
Okay. What are the problems of transgender, transsexuals, or eunuch in our country?
The major problem is that they are being deprived of their rights, the fundamental rights which we are enjoying. They are being because the Constitution do not make any distinction, any disparity between this LGBT community. But socially, there is a orthodoxy, or we can say a superstition type of thought that they are excluded from the society. So joining an education institute or getting better healthcare facility or joining any public places in rituals, they are being denied. So these are the major problems. And another one is that their gender was not specified in their voter card earlier, but now it has been rectified. In transgender, recently one act was passed for providing better opportunity to transgender people. And recently also, Odisha government, Odisha police has opened this transgender people for this sub-inspector exam also. So it is improving, sir. Their life is a little bit improving right now.
Okay, Manas, before winding up the interview, just I want to add an additional question before winding up the interview.
Yes.
Suppose you became, just imagine you are the Chief Minister of Odisha. Being the Chief Minister of Odisha, suggest me what measures will you adopt for bringing accelerated pace of growth of Odisha, accelerated pace of development of Odisha, being the Chief Minister of Odisha?
First of all, as Odisha is a mineral-rich state, so I will try to invite the entrepreneurs, the industrialists to establish different aluminium, chromite, and iron, sponge iron companies, so that the investment, first of all, the investment will come to Odisha and it will increase the employment generation. Second one is that Odisha has many tourist places, and there is a lack of connectivity to every district tourist place. So I will try to create the infrastructure for tourism. Third one, I will try to promote the every district's own product, their unique product, whether handicraft or whether food item, so that will attract other people to reach there and enjoy this uniqueness of a district. Third one, I will try to introduce this renewable source of energy, whether solar or wind energy. As we are a coastal district, we can have a better wind energy surplus state. We can become that. So I will work in renewable energy sector. Then fourth one, I will try to introduce this crop diversification, to introduce other than paddy crops, this cash crops, so that I can increase the life of rural people, these farmers.
Yeah. What about rural credit, agricultural credit, rural marketing, rural health infrastructure, rural road connectivity? Okay. Okay,
Yes,
Manas, you really performed very wonderful with a beautiful answer. I wish you all the best. Thank you. Thank you very much.
thank you, sir.
Namaskar.